Please don't stop playing, Fry. I want to hear how it ends.
Before the video starts, about 98% of you guys are not subscribed. Subscribing and clicking that bell does help me out a lot in doing what I really want to do. Thank you guys so much for all your support. What is going on, guys? Rogue TCG here, bringing you another deck profile. This is the deck I will be building in paper and will be optimizing. This is more of a conceptual put on paper sort of thing right now. This is Orcust. I know I just made an Orcust Sky Striker list. Thank you guys so much for all the support on that video. That video is really popping off. So I very much appreciate all of it. This is pure Orcust, question mark? I think this is the purest version of Orcust that the deck is really going to see, to be honest. It has one supplementary engine that's consisting of only 6 cards. Technically 11 if you're talking about extra deck, maybe 12. But this is a deck that I really enjoy. I have put a lot of time into theorizing this deck out, and here it is on paper. Let's just start right down the deck list and I'll explain it as we go. Or rather, I'll explain it now. The entire point of the game plan is to get Cartesia on the board one way or another, search it out, whatever. Get Cartesia, activate the effective fuse to make Grand Gunal, the Dusk Dragon, which can send an Orcust Nightmare, which is a level 7 or higher dark, level 6 or higher dark, from our deck to our grave to do entire Orcust combo because we have Harpoorer now. So we are maxing it on Cartesia, and that's the whole point. Almost every single monster in this deck can be used as fusion material for Grand Gunal, which needs a light or a dark, so we're only running Veiler, all the Orcusts are dark, so since we have the ability to fuse into them, we can really amplify our end game, or rather our skill ceiling and our board, our board presence, if we are able to fuse off using some random Orcusts in hand. So because we're playing all these Orcusts in hand, we're also playing Return to just draw some cards. Also in here, these aren't necessarily the hand traps you should be running. Effect Veiler and Imperm are the hand traps that turn off Cartesia. However, we are playing Book of Moon to get around that, but that's enough a general overview. Let's get into the whole profile. Triple Gears through the Orcust Mech Knight, 1 card, full combo. It makes a token. If your opponent has set up stuff, you can make Ib with it. We're not playing Ib. I tried. I really genuinely tried. Seems like that's more of a Mech Knight route. There isn't too many good World Legacy cards for you to be grabbing that is in this archetype, really. So we're not really playing the Ib stuff just because to save our extra deck space, because our extra deck space is tight. However, I made it tight by adding the Cartesia engine. Otherwise, the extra deck space isn't really too tight. Double Nightmare, we would like to be able to have the ability to do the Orcust combo multiple times in case critical pieces get interrupted, so we're playing Double Nightmare. 1 Harpoorer because it will be going 2-1 in January 1st. Double Symbol Skeleton, you can banish a target Orcust from your grave, special it, and you can't special except for darks. All the Orcust dark lock you, so you want to do your Cartesia thing before you get Orcust locked. 1 Brass Bombard. We're playing this because we are playing 1-for-1. So we are playing a Brass Bombard because we do just kind of have to get as many bodies on board as possible. So we're playing 1 Brass. I can special an Orcust from hand, which also works well with our higher Orcust count. We are playing 10, with our honorary Orcust being World Legacy World Wand. Unfortunately, you can't special summon this, so this can only special summon 8 different monsters from our hand. World Wand lets you special summon Banished Orcust from your Banished Zone, and then blocks into Darks, of course. And this is the only World Legacy we're playing, so we're not. The second effect is irrelevant. Again, Triple Blazing Cartesia. This is also a quick effect. We are playing one extra monster in our extra deck that we can fuse into on a quick effect speed that we might want to, which is actually not super difficult for this deck to make. Given Cartesia doesn't actually have to fuse using herself as material. If, like, let's say, for example, you open 2 Cartesia, you normal 1, you activate Cartesia, and you fuse using Cartesia in hand and a random light and dark in hand, keeping the Cartesia on board as interaction. This card is searchable and branded in high spirits, so we are maxing out on that, as well as we are playing the 2 cards and the extra to easily search it out. Be able to search out Cartesia using almost any given monster in our deck. 1 tier limit Sheeran. This is a graveyard deck. We're playing a lot of Orcusts. We want to try and mill them. We want to try and pitch them as any way as possible. Double cast here of Fenrir. It's a good piece of interaction. Just a really good card. Pink too. But this deck could also just genuinely play Pank. But if you're playing Pank, might as well just play the Mech Knight version since you're relying on going second and stuff like that. Now on to other dark staple cards. Magnamut, Saronir, and Double Baldric. We are not playing Druis Worm due to personal preference. I'm not really a huge fan of Druis Worm. However, I love Baldric. I mean, I'm going to stop gushing over Baldric. Its removal on a quick effect for extra deck monsters by tributing a dark or a light other than himself. This deck is full of darks and lights that you're free to tribute because they all have graveyard effects and stuff, so Baldric, I think, is the go-to for this, and Saronir just dumps another, it dumps the Brandon and High Spirit if you need it in grave, because Brandon and High Spirit can't grab itself in grave, so there is a dump target. It can thin your deck a little bit. It's fine. Hand traps. Regardless of what I was saying, as an example, where these are the hand traps that stop this deck, I think this deck should still run Veiler. It's a light spellcaster, and once we get to Brandon and High Spirits, you'll see why that's kind of important. 1 for 1. 1 for 1 has 2 targets, Effect Veiler and Brass Bombard. If you have an Orcust in hand in 1 for 1, I would recommend summoning Veiler if you have Brass Bombard in hand by pitching Brass Bombard for the 1 for 1. Just because of getting that light monster on board, it's a tuner. We do have synchro plays we can make it, because I did forget to mention, Cartesia is a tuner. So if we can get Cartesia and, let's say, for example, I don't know, Dark monster on field, we can make Borreload Savage on even under the Orcust lock, while most likely having a link monster of some sort in the grave. We're playing 1 triple tactic talents. This is personal preference. This could be anything really. Orcust Return. I already went over this. We're playing a large amount of Orcusts. Makes sense to run this. World Legacy Succession. We're playing Lib in here. We're not playing the Scrap combo, so this is more like a value Lib. We are going to link this off during our opponent's turn and shuffle a card back, while also getting Succession. However, I'm going to go over one other card I'm playing that is a target. I already went over Book of Moon. It's pretty good interaction, and it does insulate our cards from Veilers and Imperms. Called by is our other insulation method. Doesn't stop impermanent stuff, but it is just a good counteraction measure. Was considering putting Crossout in here because we are playing Veiler and Imperm, but I decided Book of Moon was most likely just a genuinely better pick, so I put Book of Moon instead of Crossout in here. Most fun card, Branded in High Spirits. Last time people were talking about this, I believe, was in either Despia, Branded Despia when that came out. It was in that same time period because this was also when Rukalos came out. And people realized you can reveal any tier and send the Rukalos because that has 2500 defense and just get off to the races. With Cartesia, exactly. So we're doing that same thing because the two I found the 2 best ones. The 2 types that we find in our deck most frequently are machine monsters and spellcaster monsters, being either extra copies of Cartesia, which you're never going to be discarding, or Veilers. We have 4 dragons, 2 psychics, and 1 aqua otherwise. So we are playing 2 Grand Gunal, because this is a monster that you can send off of Brandon and High Spirit. It's a level 8 fusion monster that has 2500 attack and defense, that is a spellcaster, so in order to properly activate Branded in High Spirits, you need to activate this, reveal like an effect veiler, pitch both the effect veiler and send Grangunal to the graveyard to search Cartesia from your deck to your hand. Which sounds really good to me. Putting this card in the graveyard, so even if your opponent stops your Cartesia, it's still going to be, the graveyard effect is still in rotation. It doesn't have to be properly fusion summoned for that. Plus, potentially, in the case of Sprind, we can send an Orcust from our hand to their grave, because they're machines. So we send an Orcust, search Cartesia, and then we normal summon Cartesia and do full combo, just like before. So this deck, I just feel like with Branded and High Spirits, just can dump what it wants in the grave when it wants, and just search your central combo piece. Like, people, I guess, would assume Girsu is a central combo piece, but either one of these does the full thing. In fact, I think Cartesia is a little better, because you, like, for example, you normal summon Cartesia, activate the effect, fuse using whatever, make Grangunal send Nightmare target Grangunal, send Harp banish a special Orcust Mech Knight dump Symbol Skeleton or World Wand or whatever you're missing, and that's the basic loop. And then you have 2 materials on board to make a Galatea, all the Orcusts you can need in grave. Like, the fact that Harp got unbanned just means, like, this deck is going to be doing its thing more often, I believe. Next, Triple Imperm. I think this is just a good hand trap at the moment. I think Triple Veiler, Triple Imperm is pretty good, as well as Book of Moon in case we're going first, as well as running the 4 Bestials. So we are playing 10 hand traps in here. Here is where I want you to, like, stay with me, you know what I mean? World Legacy Awakens. Immediately after this effect resolves, Link summon 1 Link monster using monsters you control as material. You can only activate 1 World Legacy Awakens per turn. We are running this because this is a secondary search target off of Lib, the World Keyblade Master. But this is also just an IP Masquerena. This is just the effect of IP Masquerena slapped on a trap card. And I dig it. I like it. You can summon an SP Little Knight out of fucking nowhere. You can summon, like, a Long Girsu, a Galatea. This is interaction on your opponent's turn. Like, if you, let's say for example, you have Babble Up, which I glimpsed over, but it's just a quick effect for all your Orcus during each of the player's turn. You have a Babble Up, you summon like Girsu or something, and your opponent tries to respond to the Girsu, link them away. Just make that Galatea anyway. Like, your opponent has like a negation for your IP Masquerena. No, they don't. Nuh-uh. I don't think you do. Like, this is a card we can search off of Lib if we do not need the World Legacy Succession. This allows this deck to be just more flexible in general, I feel. And also, I believe we can discard this off of... no, that's a monster. Never mind, I'm just lying. Regardless, this card is just very good, I think. Lastly, an Orchestrated Crescendo. It's just an Omnis. So it also searches at any dark monster, so we totally could just, you know, side one of these bad boys right here and just call it a day. You can't see it, but this is just Jinzo. Oh, there you go. Now you can see it. It's just Jinzo, because this searches a dark machine. This is a dark machine. Extra deck. Let's go speed round this through here and then go to the side deck, and that's going to be it. 2 copies of Grangunal. When summoned, summon a level 6 or higher light or dark from your deck or extra to grave. If a monster special summoned by your opponent's activated monster effect, you banish this card from your field or grave. Special summon a dogmatic monster from your deck or a Despia from your extra. You can only use each effect once per turn. Really good. We're playing 1 Despia in the extra, the summon, Despia and Lulu Willith. It benefits us for link summoning, like just link summoning or using special linking Girsu out, because it'll make all of our monsters gain 500 permanently and then negate the monsters. So, a very good card. We're playing 2 of this. Like I mentioned, one of them is the High Spirits target. However, if we don't actually do that, we can legitimately just make it twice. We're running 3 Cartesia. It is possible that that's going to happen again. One sprint, we're actually not playing the Tri Brigade, or what is it? The Spriggans kit. We're not playing that because we only have one target to add, really, and I just personally don't think it's worth it. Like, we can summon Spriggans kit under our Orcust lock. It is a dark, but it's just an extra link material that can brick us. So I'm trying to minimize as much as I can World Legacy Awakens, but you know. Another target to summon off Cartesia, Mud Dragon. It can make our Orcust all untargetable. We can make our Fenrir untargetable. We can do whatever the fuck we want, to be honest. All we need, like I mentioned, Cartesia doesn't have to fuse using herself. We just need like an Orcust and a Bestial, or like a Veiler and actually there's nothing for a Veiler. It's literally just Orcust plus Bestial, or Orcust plus Tier Limit, or Tier Limit plus Bestial. Regardless, Mud Dragon's just a good card. It's just a card to put in here because we want to have the ability to make this. This is more like a flex spot, to be honest. If you want to stay more focused on the Cartesia only make Ragnuol thing. Already mentioned Lulu, Borload Savage. We make Link monsters. This is a level 4 tuner. We have ways to get level 4 bodies on board via Harpor, via Shiren. So we can make Savage, but again, this is like a flex spot, I believe. This deck is very flexible. The Orcust engines, I believe, is fairly small. I believe, like, the main Orcust engines, like, just take out this lib. It's double ding, access code, long, double Galatea, SP, and an IP. That's what I think when I hear the words Orcust engine. This is what I think. I'm going to briefly just go down on the list of cards. Dinkirsu on special. You can only special once per turn. You can exceed it by using Orcust link you control, and when it's summoned, you can send an opponent's monster they control to the grave, or attach a banished machine to it as material. And it also does protect if a card you control be destroyed by battle or card effect. You can detach a material from this card instead. Just a really incredible card. It protects your board. It sends cards. It can attach a material if you cheat it out from your grave. Or if you special it from your extra on turn 1, you can just keep recycling your material over and over again. Probably going to be Symbol Skeleton. So yeah, this card's just really good, playing 2 of it. Access code, your opponent can't activate cards and effects to this, and this one just kills your opponent into the sun. Long Gearsu, this one is one that some people, I guess, kind of cut. However, I like it. I like having the ability to just get a Link 3 that can do stuff that has the Orcust name attached to it, so we can make Dinkirsu with it in case something happens. This Link card can't be destroyed by your opponent using card effects. Linked meaning it's pointing to something, not co-linked where it's pointing to something that's also pointing to it. You can target 2 of your banished machine monsters, shuffle them in the deck, and then you can send 1 link monster your opponent controls to the grave. Again, it doesn't have to be linked to this, it just has to be being pointed to by something. And this card can't attack for the rest of the turn. So this is just a way to really catch your opponent off guard. Lib, you can only link summon this if you have a World Legacy card in your grave. You're only summoning this if you normal summon Gearsu, Sand, World Wand. Because this is still full combo. Normal and Gearsu, Sand, World Wand is still, like, generally speaking, full combo. This is the combo that can grab you Awakens if you need to. However, I kind of don't really recommend it too much. During your main phase, you can set a World Legacy spell trap directly from your deck, but it can't be activated this turn while you have no World Legacy monsters in your grave. So you can set your Succession if you have World Wand in your grave, or you can set Awakens if you don't have World Wand in your grave. But you can also link summon Lib if you have Succession in your grave. You don't need the World Wand. So you can make this later in the game if you've already went through your Awakens or your Successions. Another reason to just play more of them. And if this link summon card is sent to the grave as link material, you can shuffle 1 card on the field into the grave. Doesn't target, doesn't destroy, it shuffles. So this is like the best form of removal you can get, to be honest. Double Galatea, 2 effective monsters, including an Orcust monster. This just needs 2 monsters. This linked card can be destroyed by battle. You can target one of your banished machine monsters, shuffle it to the deck. You can set 1 Orcust spell trap directly from your deck. That's it, but this lets you grab Search Babel, Search Return, Search Crescendo. So this lets you just recycle your Orcust back into your deck while getting your best cards. This is like one of the best Orcust cards. SP Little Knight. If this is like somebody using a Fusion Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster as material, you can target one card on the field in either graveyard and banish it. Guess what we're playing? We're playing Links, we're playing Fusions, we're playing Synchros, we're playing Xyz. So we're playing all the cards out like you need to use the SP Little Knight effect on. Like, let's say chumping off a Gragnual for an SP using a random Orcust to just, you know, get the effect. You can target a card on the field in either grave and banishing it, and you can attack directly. And then also, when your opponent activates a card effect, you can target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including a monster you control, banish them both until the end phase, protecting your Galatea. Like, this card is like really, really good for the Orcust archetype, as well as just the IP Masquerena, tried and true. This is just a quick link on your opponent's turn, and anything that you link summon using this as a material can't be destroyed by card effects by your opponent. That's it for the main deck. Just another card to think about. Skullmeister. It's a dark. That's it. That's the only reason why it's in here. It's a dark that you can use Cartesia to make Gragnual. There isn't really too many light hand traps except for Veiler. Like, I'm not playing Honest. But thank you guys so much for watching through this video, if you still are. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.